Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast, where we're talking Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm the host Torrin, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
What's going on?
Today, we'll be talking about the death of movie theaters in the news of the week. There'll be time codes in the description of the show notes if you want to jump around. With that, here's Peyton with the news.
There's no news, except these two pieces of news.
Okay.
Yeah, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Actually, both of the pieces of news we got today is from the Hollywood Reporter. Giancarlo Esposito will officially play a villain in Captain America: Brave New World.
Yup, saw that. Shit, crazy.
Seems like a character that's been added in reshoots. So, I mean, take that what you will. But speaking of the reshoots, again, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Captain America: Brave New World is only scheduled for 22 days of reshoots. New action scenes will be added, which, and if you're wondering, 22 days of reshoots, it's far less than other films like Multiverse of Madness, which had 6 weeks of reshoots. This movie is going to end up costing significantly less than the Marvels.
Damn.
So it seems like, because there's been this whole narrative on Twitter that's like, oh, movies in shambles, or essentially reshooting the whole movie. And it's going to cost less than the Marvels, is going to have less reshoots than Multiverse of Madness. So I think we're fine.
Yeah, because I know that Brave New World had something like their fourth time doing reshoots and shit like that. And I know people are still not wanting to see this movie, which I kind of understand given what's going on, but yeah, hopefully to see what they do with the movie and how good it is.
Yeah, my problem with that is we don't know where the character aligns, or if they're even gonna touch that at all. They might just be using the character in name only. They might have changed it entirely. I mean, we don't know. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I should say I'm cautiously optimistic. We do know that, Marvel's pulling back. They want, more quality assurance in their films and shows, which gives me more confidence. But this movie has also been in development before they decided to do that. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. A lot of this stuff seems Hulk related in a Captain America movie. I really hope he doesn't get overshadowed. But I also had that fear in No Way Home, and coming out of it, I was really happy with it. So I guess it's just a matter of time, and we'll see if it's trash. Hopefully not, because this needs to be good. Imagine all the ammo the fucking incels are gonna have, and this movie fucking sucks.
I know, right?
Oh, I think they know that too. It's like, we can't fuck this up, but you never know. Anyway, yeah, that's the news of the week. which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is are movie theaters dead? Are they dying? Are we cooked?
Shit, yeah. I think they're dying, bro. I literally went to the movies yesterday, and there was a full house packed for Furiosa. So yeah, I think they're dying. No, but in all honesty, I don't think movie theaters are dying. I think we're it's definitely one of those rough patches every year or so where people just aren't wanting to go to the movies. And it's also a time to where I'm not saying good movies aren't being released out in theaters, but it's I feel like the big hit is Deadpool Wolverine, which releases next month. And people, it's summer, people are going to be outside, they're playing, and even just the average adult, they're still working 9 to 5, so they're not going to be able to watch a movie until the weekend. So it's all a different amount of variables, but it's definitely just one of those things where it's it's definitely one of those rough patches.
All right, cool. What'd you watch this week? No, I'm just kidding.
Bruh.
I'm just kidding. No, I agree and I disagree. I don't. Is it a rough patch? Sure, but it's more what is causing the rough patch. And I don't think just the fact that it's summer works, because it's called a summer blockbuster for a reason. That's the time for a big movie to come out.
Yeah.
Kids are out of school. That's more time to go to the theaters.
Yeah.
So I think the big reason that a lot of people are bringing up is financials. Obviously.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I forgot to bring that up.
Obviously, in the times that we live in, money's it's not looking great.
Yeah, money is pretty high, and like I'm glad that you brought that up because like literally because like at least in Texas, um that's where I reside. I will not name Peyton's location out loud.
Texas.
Um okay, well, there you go. So as we live in Texas, at least to the theaters that we go to, a ticket is like at the max like $20. So like sometimes like 16, and like before like a certain time it's like 10 or like $11. And that's if you don't have like a special pass, or like or you don't have like anything that's like lowering down the cost. So that's pretty much like how the tickets are. So then you're paying like $15-20 for a ticket, and then like and it's like, okay, well then like if I didn't eat before, I'm gonna eat at the theater, and then like food there is like already like $20 itself, so he's spending $40.
Bro, how much are mozzarella sticks, bro?
Oh yeah, mozzarella sticks at like one of the theaters is like $12, and
It's
they
like
give you like
$12 to $15. You get like what, 4 to 6?
you get like 6 or like 7.
Yeah, bro. I got 12 mozzarella sticks from Burger King for $5.
Yeah, I know, and then like I can get like 10 mozzarella sticks from Sonic for like $7 or something like
Yeah,
that. Like,
it's and it's
even like less.
and it's like we know that concessions is really how theaters make their money.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit. maybe more people would buy this shit if
If
the prices were lower.
Pricey. Yeah, and like for me, like I go to an Alamo Draft House and I pay $2 a ticket because I have the pass, which is $20 a month, and it's like yeah, you get to buy like for like one movie a day, it's $2. But then like yesterday when I went to go see Furiosa with my friend, I like totally forgot that I had gotten like a movie for like that day, so I already spent like my $2, and I haven't spent like over that much amount of money on a ticket in a long time. So when I saw the ticket for Furiosa, I was like, damn, that shit was 15. But then again, I bought it literally like online.
Yeah.
So like, and it's like when you buy stuff online, they have a convenience fee.
The online fee is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's like a convenience fee and like an online fee. Plus there's, I think there's also, it's inherently raising the price if you're buying it through like Fandango, because Fandango wants a cut too.
Yeah.
Because you're using their service. So like, yeah. So recently, like we wouldn't be able to do it for like Deadpool and Wolverine, but for a movie like The Fall Guy, I just went to the theater and bought it. It was like $5 cheaper than it would have been if I got it online. So that's also a factor that a lot of these places are inflating the prices of tickets, and I think people are, but that's also like the way most people are buying tickets because of the convenience. Inside.
But then also it comes down to the thing to where like depending on the theater, they have like different days on like the where they have cheaper tickets. Like I know like some theaters near us, they have like $5 Tuesdays, but also it comes into a thing to where like, I mean, like I'm just speaking like for us, because like we're adults, like people our age, they're like at work and they won't be able to go to a theater on like a Tuesday, and so that's also a factor in as well, that like damn, like this ticket is cheaper, but it's like on a day where I work. I mean, I know people can get off like later on, but then people are tired and they want to go home. So
I mean, yeah, the theaters clearly do that on purpose because they want people to pay more money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we'll put it on a day where the least amount of people are gonna come by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, when it came to like Furiosa, I know Furiosa has been like taken at the box office, which is really, really like. I mean, it's funny because like Mad Max, as popular as it is, Fury Road did like the same thing. Like it like underperformed at the box office, but it's like a renowned classic to people. Like people that love that movie, and Fury Road is like beloved for like many people. So then like when I saw Furiosa, I want to check and see how many seats are still available for Furiosa, and like the theater was like damn near packed. Like it was actually pretty crazy. considering that like it's been like what, like a week, almost two since the release. So yeah, but yeah, you know, like yeah, Furiosa is like still like doing good, but it's also just like it's kind of like a like history repeats itself type of lesson with this movie or within this franchise.
My problem with it though is that yeah, Mad Max underperformed at the box office. It didn't do very well, but it had a second life afterwards with streaming and physical sales, which is really the only reason Furiosa got greenlit.
For sure.
And you know, it's gotten this really big following because people consider it a classic now. People literally consider it one of, if not the best action movie of all time, which I think is kind of crazy, but you know,
yeah, I think it's kind of crazy too.
You'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But Furiosa comes out and no one sees, like, it's confusing to me because and I guess, well, I was gonna save it for later, but we'll get into it now. Another discussion people are having is people are whining and crying about, oh, there's so many superhero movies and oh, MCU and oh, everything's so generic now, everything's a sequel, nothing's original. But when original stuff like The Fall Guy, as much as people don't want to say it's, as some people don't want to say it's original, as Furiosa, hell, even if I haven't seen it, but from what I heard, people enjoy it. If there's movies coming out that would be considered original, and the people that are whining and crying about, oh, nothing original is coming out, just aren't seeing the movies that they claim to want.
I know, yeah.
So
definitely right.
Furiosa, you know, obviously underperformed in its first week. Furiosa earned in its second domestic weekend $10.7 million, which is a 60% drop from last weekend. So the film has currently earned around $90 million worldwide on a budget of $160 million. And the general rule of thumb is the film's reported budget, double it, because it's usually about the same for marketing. So really we have an over $300 million movie that's only made $90 million.
Fucking nuts, bro.
It's it's not good. And even if it was only 160 million, yikes, man. I know. And when it comes to like the Fall Guy, because like, okay, with Mad Max in Furiosa, you can chalk it up to, okay, it's a pretty niche genre, it's a pretty niche franchise, you know. It's like, it's not like some star-studded cast. It's a pretty, like a bunch of cars just driving around in the desert is a relatively hard sell. And especially it's a prequel, stuff like that. Maybe people aren't, you know, with that. I've also seen a lot of people saying, oh, prequels never do well. Meanwhile, Wonka made over $600 million. So that doesn't really make sense. But I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, well, it's because they got Anya Taylor-Joy instead of Charlize Theron. And I'm like, Anya, what? I'm pretty sure, look, Charlize Theron is a very popular actress, obviously. Am I crazy for thinking Anya Taylor-Joy at this point in her career is more popular than Charlize Theron?
I mean, I wouldn't say it, but I understand where you're coming from.
It's like, I don't think, like, it's like, oh, like she's some nobody, so like no one's gonna see it, and so therefore it's like she's not a draw. It's fucking Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah. And also Chris Hemsworth. It's like, those are draws, but I can kinda, I guess, understand why maybe even if you are like a huge Hemsworth fan or a huge Anya Taylor-Joy fan, maybe you wouldn't be interested in something like this. But when it comes to The Fall Guy, that shit makes no sense. We have two stars from the biggest movies of last year. Ryan Gosling, there's huge Ryan Gosling fever because of Barbie. Emily Blunt is huge in her own right. It's an action comedy. It's paying tribute essentially to stunt people. Again, original enough premise, like as far, like it had a really good marketing run, and it just completely flopped. Now again, it also doesn't help that 2 weeks after its release, the studio puts it up on digital.
Yeah.
So that's another problem, because The Fall Guy isn't the only movie this has happened to. It doesn't make any sense. And then you have something like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which compared to Furiosa and The Fall Guy has done better. And it had, in its opening, it had, I think, the second best opening of the franchise, but it had a really harsh drop off. And it seemingly doesn't have legs. The highest grossing film of this year is still Dune 2, which I think made around like $700 million, which is fucking amazing. Especially for a franchise like Dune. It's fucking nuts. So like that's really the only movie this year that's made any sort of impact, I guess, on the box office. The fact that that's the only movie, and it came out in what, like February? I don't even remember. But like Denis Villeneuve just said recently that like he's pretty sad that Dune 2's still the highest grossing movie of this year so far. That could change with Deadpool and Wolverine. I imagine it will, but also who knows? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea it's crazy.
So like the question is, it's not like, are movie theaters dying? They're certainly not in a good place right now. It's like, I think it's a bigger question than if movie theaters are dying, and more like, why aren't people going to the theater? Because obviously financials is a huge part of it, because tickets are $15 a pop, which is insane. It also depends where you live. California, they can go up to fucking $20. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And like something like New York, dude, they're also pretty crazy too.
Yeah. And it's like I get that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to know if like these prices are like, I wonder if the prices are going to go down, because we've seen, not to get political, Torm, but we've seen through this inflation itself has actually gone down, but prices remain the same for certain products and stuff, because the companies that are making them know that people are going to buy them anyway, so they're not reducing their prices, despite inflation not being as bad as it may seem because of that. So I don't know if theaters are doing the same thing, but I also feel like if they are, that's a stupid move, because clearly it's not working out for them. It's just like I'm worried, but I'm not super concerned right now, because I do feel like this is just a bump in the road. It's like a temporary bump in the road. But at the same time, if inflation or people's wages or whatever doesn't get better, if the prices don't reduce, it's just going to be a growing trend. It's just going to continue. And if nothing changes, then I can see a world where, unless it's a huge event movie like Dune, like Deadpool and Wolverine, then nothing is going to do well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you just said. But yeah, dude, it was also like crazy. Oh yeah, like then again, it's like IMAX or whatever. But like my friend, he like got tickets for like Deadpool and Wolverine, $22 tickets. Then again, like I said, it's IMAX, which like I don't really blame him. But I was like, damn, I haven't had to pay that in like so long. It feels good being able to have a ticket that's like $2.
I will say, though, there are some people on Twitter that are like, look how bad the prices are, and it's like $30. But yeah, it is like opening night, IMAX, like all that shit.
Yeah. Like it's like, even like, you know, like I said, it all depends on like the theater that you go to. But like, you know, our theaters, it's like, you know, some of them it's like, oh yeah, like for recliner seats, like AVX, you know, all that stuff, and it's like $17. Like, and then, you know, I know sometimes they have like those like the like DX seats or whatever, like the ones that like kind of like the roller coaster seats. I don't know if they still have those anymore.
I think they do,
but it's like very like rare. And I think like whenever I wanted to go see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter, I think the tickets were like $20, which like that makes sense too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
See
it's
a
definitely
terrible
like
movie in 70 millimeter.
it's crazy. But yeah, it's definitely a thing with like overall it is like a lot of contributing factors, mostly with like, you know, financial. Um, but you know, like for me, I'm always gonna like want to go see like a movie like in the theaters, like. And there's still some movies that I still have yet to see in theaters. Like I want to see I Saw the TV Glow next week. The Watchers is coming out, which is like directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. So I definitely want to see how that goes. And I know that A Quiet Place Day 1 comes out in 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely movies coming out, but you just gotta figure out if you want to watch them or not, which is fine.
I think another sort of test for the box office is probably going to be Inside Out 2.
Oh yeah,
If that flops, we're cooked.
I know. Yeah, that flops. If that flops, people will be like, "See, sequels don't do well. Who asked for this?"
I did. I asked for it.
I did not ask for it, but I will be. If someone invites me, I will probably go watch it. You know.
Have you seen the original?
I have, yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Bro thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun, bro.
Bro thought a
Kinda
movie
reminds-
about a
Kind of reminds
depressed...
me of what goes on in my head, with my mental illness.
Oh no. I still want to see If, but I don't know
It
if
looks
I
cool.
will.
I mean, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like Foster of Imaginary Friends a little bit.
Let's not get carried away. All right, but in conclusion, are movie theaters dying? Yay or nay?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm going to say nay for now. But we're on a dark path.
Yeah.
We're on a dark path, and if we don't get off this path relatively soon, if Deadpool and Wolverine flops, then we're really cooked.
Yeah.
If
I'm gonna
Deadpool,
have to get off like Twitter like indefinitely.
if Deadpool and Wolverine flops, then I think that's a nail in the coffin. Like, we are fucked, bro. No one's going to theaters. They gotta be like, we're reducing our prices to $2 a ticket. Just hit a hard reset on movie theaters.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you watch anything this week? Because I sure didn't. I was going to, but then I didn't.
Of course I did. I always watch stuff every week.
That's not true.
That's a lie. But yes, I did watch a few. I watched a few movies this week. I was actually kind of proud of myself. So I ended up watching Mad Max Fury Road. Really, really great movie. People kind of overhyped it a little bit. I still think it's really good. George Miller obviously knows how to craft an action sequence. I love like just this like post-apocalyptic like steampunk story and like world building. You know, Tom Hardy did his thing. Charlize Theron did her thing as well as Furiosa. I just overall like love that movie. I wouldn't put it in like top 5, top 10 action movies of all time for me, but I can
top 25.
Maybe, yeah. But I can definitely understand how someone might put it in that way and put it in their list.
Yeah,
top 5, top 10.
Not for me.
I understand.
Still haven't seen the whole thing.
You haven't finished Fury Road?
No, I stopped halfway through.
Damn. I think you should like finish it. Because I mean I think that like if you're not gonna watch Furiosa, I would at least say you should just finish Fury Road.
I kind of want to watch Furiosa just for Chris Hemsworth's performance alone, because he looks like he's had a blast.
Yeah, he was fun, but I'm gonna talk about why I did not like his performance that much in Furiosa. But yeah. And then I saw probably what was the best film like I've seen like out like this week thus far is In a Violent Nature. Holy shit, this movie is like it's fucking amazing. Like it's fucking amazing, bro. Like, you know, as someone who's like a fan of like, you know, like slasher films and just horror films in general, I think that if people who love those things as well, they're gonna enjoy this film. I can definitely tell. I'm making like a hard assumption right now that I feel like the writers and the director was heavily inspired by Friday the 13th. And they were probably like, well, we can't make Friday the 13th, but let's make our own in a way. Because, you know, the whole fucking shit's going down with Friday the 13th. My God. We're never going to get a fucking Friday the 13th thing ever again. Or it's going to be like a long, long time. But anyways, this movie is fantastic. It has great cinematography, as great like color grading, and overall like just the way it's filmed, like in the killer's perspective, like it's filmed in like a lot of wide shots and a lot of like medium close-ups, because like I said, you know, we are getting that perspective. And I love how in these wide shots there's a lot of like extended takes and like very like minimal cuts throughout this film. And the one thing about like this film is that like, because it's in that perspective, like the kills are literally like they just go for it. And that's what I like. There's not really that much like build up to like a kill. You know, it's not like, you know, the camera's on a character and it fucking pans or whatever. No, like if the killer's in the frame, he's in the frame. And if something's gonna happen, it happens. And that's what I like in a movie. Like I don't want that. Like I don't want that fucking bullshit build up. Like just fucking get to it. And the kills, they do not shy away with the violence. I mean, obviously the film is called In a Violent Nature, but and one thing I was worried about, because recently, like I had like a fucking like a Spider-Man 2 moment watching fucking Upgrade. Felt like my senses were all out of whack. But you know, there was a scene that said that made people like vomit or shit themselves. And I watched the scene and I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad. Because I mean, it's like a Mortal Kombat fatality type of shit. And I had to like stop myself from like laughing because some of the kills were just genuinely that funny. I had a couple like sitting right on the right of me, and like I'm pretty sure they looked over at me because I was fucking laughing so fucking hard.
Bro's a little bit of a psychopath. It's okay though.
I know, dude. It's just the way the way it was shot and the way it was filmed, dude. It was just fucking crazy.
God,
like,
watching these murders is just really got me
dude,
going.
stop, bro. It's fucking crazy. All right, all right. You're not gonna watch this shit. I know you are, but
I might.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I won't say.
I like the concept.
I won't say that. I won't say the kills. And I won't say the kill that made me laugh. But yeah. Overall, like I said, like this movie is amazing. Please check it out while you can. This is a movie that you don't want to miss. And yeah, it's such like, you know, really, really good. But also like another reason why I also say like, you know, it's like kind of like Friday the 13th is that like, you know, you have like this like big, like, you know, like hefty guy committing all these murders or stuff. But even to like the plot is like pretty like Friday the 13th. It's very like mystical. It was kind of like, oh yeah, like this kid died, but like his soul is like trapped in like some like, you know, some like plane of existence, and something happened like years ago, and like a lot of people got killed or whatever. But like whenever you watch the film, you kind of understand what's going on. But yeah, I genuinely like this film. It was really, really fun. The next film I saw was Drugstore Cowboy with Matt Dillon, and I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like it's about like a guy, and he runs a crew to like, you know, rob a bunch of like drugstores and pharmacies, and because you know he like him and his friends are some fucking dope fiends, and he like wants to pretty much rob like a hospital because it's kind of like their like big thing, like their big heist or whatever. But he keeps getting bogged down by the police, and it's kind of like this like whole like thing of like, of course, you know, like drug abuse and like, but like also like self-awareness, because like, you know, he wants to change later on and stuff like that, you know. And I thought it was pretty solid. And then Then I saw Furiosa, and Furiosa was pretty solid. I really enjoyed it. I was kidding about Chris Hemsworth's performance because he was great in this. He was definitely having a lot of fun. I can definitely feel that, like, you know, he was just.
How you going, mate? How you going?
Yeah, he was just having a fucking blast, bro. But yeah, like, you know, just like Fury Road, like the action sequences are like, you know, they're pretty good. Like they're like top notch as well. I will say that Furiosa doesn't have as much action sequences as Fury Road does, but I mean they still nail it. And the backstory of Furiosa, I really enjoyed it. Just the way the story is, it's pretty, like, you know, like linear and straightforward about how, like, you know, Furiosa came to be and stuff like that.
How she got her bald ass head.
Yeah, and how she got her like fucking arm chopped off. Well, it doesn't get chopped off, but how it gets taken off. It's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, Furiosa was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Literally got my ticket like literally like 2 hours before the showtime, like super fast. I was like, oh shit, dude, it's fucking nuts. And I was not expecting to see that many people show up for it. But yeah, there was a lot of laughs as well. A little bit nice bit of comedy throughout the film. Now the one thing I was hesitant for was the motion capture, because in the trailer, like, you know, they like put Anya Taylor-Joy's face on a kid and like de-aged her, which I thought was gonna be like, you know, it looked really wonky in the trailer, but like it actually did like really well in the movie. I was like, okay, like I can see it, I can get behind it. It's really cool. But I mean, I pretty much have like nothing else to say about Furiosa, because I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's pretty much like Fury Road in a little bit. You know, it still has that style, that action flair that George Miller crafts, you know.
Maybe it's flopping because we just got a sand movie with Dune, and this is a sand movie, and people are like,
people, yeah, I have seen comparisons about it too. Because people were like they're like, oh my god, like I can't believe that Denis made sand much better, and the color grading is so much more, like, you know, different. Like, why can't Mad Max be color graded like Dune?
Oh, that's interesting. I saw the opposite.
Really?
I saw, man, George Miller's sand, whatever, looks so much more vibrant than Dune. This shit looks so bland.
I'm like, bro, like
different styles, bro.
Yeah, different styles, different settings. Like, also, you got to think that Mad Max is in a fucking post-apocalyptic world.
They literally said
Australia.
And they said Dune's color grading sucks.
I'm like, fucking, this is like crazy, dude.
People just throwing that shit around, bro. This like Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, the color grade. Okay, man. Okay.
Yeah, I want you to color grade a whole scene for me and tell me how that looks, bro. Because they can't do that shit, bro. They can't fucking do all that shit. They don't know that. They don't know shit. Fucking pussies.
Is that the show?
That is the show.
A short one today, boys. A short one today.
Definitely a short one.
Short one today. This is gonna be a quick edit. Let's slap this together.
For real.
Thank you everyone for listening to Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds. I think it's all one word. I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while. If you want to follow either one of us, you reach me at @itzenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Torn Guy on Instagram.
Bro, that's fucking incredible. That's amazing.
Thank you.
We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there, and this will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.